The statements in the following program have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The content of this broadcast is not intended to substitute for professional medical advice. Please consult your physician for personalized medical advice. Welcome to the Jim Bakker Family Show. Today, our guests talk about the sweet struggle, why we're addicted to sugar, and what we can do about it. Our co-host today is Reverend Mondo de la Vega. And now, here's your host, Pastor Ricky Bakker.
Hello, friends. You're watching the PTL Television Network. It's exciting you've tuned in with us today. I have today with me my son, Luke. Luke, can you say hello?
Hello.
Hello, Luke. Tell him, how old are you?
I have.
How old? Ooh, don't lick that thing. Oh, how old are you? How old are you? He's 3 years old. Luke's 3 years old. He's got an older sister named Jacqueline. She is 5 years old. And we have a little baby sister. What's her name?
Evie.
Evie. We call her Evie. Her name is Evangeline. I brought him up here today because the thing we're going to be talking about, Luke has tried it this morning. He actually, right in front of our wonderful guest that we have here today, Lisa Hill. I want to say thank you for being on the broadcast with us. Natalie, Nichole, and Gregory Scott. Thank you, guys. Luke came in and he was actually eating a cookie made with some of the product that you guys brought here. And Luke, what did you think of the cookie? Was it good?
Yeah.
And Luke doesn't lie. Every time I make him something he doesn't like, he spits it out. So I'll tell you right now, Luke's going to go off over there with Pastor Q. I'm going to take you over there. But today, Mondo, we're going to be talking about something that's important for our culture. It's a sugar epidemic. And I don't know how else to describe it. As a kid growing up, I actually would drink sugar water. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
I was adopted out of Phoenix, Arizona. I was drinking sugar water then. And even into the adoption, I think until I was like 10 or 11 years old, I would drink sugar water.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Addicted to sugar.
Addicted, literally addicted. I had to quit cold turkey. Then my parents kind of finally cut me off. But I realized the sugar addiction wasn't just me, it was a whole generation.
Yeah.
It was a whole generation being fed sugar cereal, sugar drinks, preservatives in their food. And you guys have created a product, and I want you guys to tell us what this is to fight back against, really, the epidemic in the United States of America.
Yeah, I mean, sugar really is. It's the biggest drug epidemic of our time, and it's something that it affects all people. It's everywhere. Sugar is in every single processed food product, and for anybody trying to break free from the grip of sugar, it's really difficult because you're always presented with it. You can never truly get away from it.
That's right. Even I've noticed on organic things, you'll go to a health food store, whichever one that you prefer to shop at, and even the organic foods, you'll flip it over and it'll have all good ingredients, and all of a sudden you see it's packed full of high fructose corn syrup, and they're still claiming organic based off that. And you think, oh man, I was about to give my kids whatever this snack was, but I don't want to give them high fructose corn syrup, something like that of that nature. So Dulsa is a new product you guys have created. You guys have launched it this past May, if I'm correct. Tell me the Dulsa story and why did you create this?
Yeah, so Dulsa really was created out of necessity. I was looking at all of the things that we're all, dealing with as challenges, and I used to have a wellness center, and people would come in to help, with body condition and body composition. And they would always ask me, well, how can I have something that's a treat and not damage my health? Or how do I not blow my diet? So I started thinking about this years ago. How do I solve this problem? And how do I help people to still enjoy their food and still have treats and still have a fun time? So I started thinking about Dulsa way back then. But life, kind of throws you a curveball every now and then. And I had the opportunity to come back to this. And the timing is perfect. We're so focused on health and food and cleaning up our food supply. I started going back into the kitchen because really this was born in the kitchen.
Yes.
And I put together this recipe, and after trying it multiple times, and my husband was my guinea pig, of course.
There we go.
We finally landed on this one flavor that we have right now. And we actually took it to Arizona at a Turning Point event and beta tested it. Every single person that we gave it to fell in love with the flavor. They wanted to buy it right there on the spot. Wow. So we knew that we had something. And I was like, this is a solution to a really big problem.
That's the Dulsa story, man. I know there's so many people like our father, Pastor Jim Bakker, who really loves his sweets. I mean, I'm talking for birthdays, Christmas, people will try to give him the sugar-free chocolates from whatever it is, and he'll eat the vast majority of them right then and there in front of him. But he's always looking for something sweet. He's always saying, man, I wish for events, we'd have birthday cakes for the kids. And he's like, oh, I wish there would be, a cake made of another sugar substitute, things like that. But he'd always tell me, oh, they're good, but they have a bad aftertaste. So tell me about Dulce, because this is something that people say, hey, if I'm going to try something, I want to make sure that it's actually good, not just good for me, but it tastes good as well. So tell me about the aftertaste. Tell me how you guys, formulated this to make sure that it is something that stands out and above those that are already there for sugar alternatives.
The thing that really tends to set people off are going to be things like sugar alcohols, because they tend to leave like a cooling sensation on the palate afterwards. And so I didn't want to do any type of sugar alcohols in here. And I wanted everything to be pure botanical extracts. So again, in working with the flavor profiles, I put together this blend and made sure, again, there was no bitter aftertaste. There was no chemical taste, because there are no chemicals in the product. So we were able to mitigate all those problems by not putting in the typical offenders and just using pure botanical extracts. So it has a beautiful flavor. You can actually get a little bit of taste of like vanilla and almost something reminiscent of like marshmallow or a pastry, like a birthday cake or something. So it's a beautiful combination of flavors, and it hits your palate in different tones and times.
So when we were talking back there, you said, this is something that'll actually help people with sustained energy. Really, obviously, when you have sustained energy, it'll change your mood for the better, things like that. How does a product like this do that? When we see sugar intake, if you were to go out and buy something that was packed full of sugar, you'd eat it. Sure, it would taste good there in the moment. You would have a high for probably 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and then you would feel horrible directly after that, telling your body, oh, I need to do that again. I need to have more of that. So how does this product actually help sustain energy levels, therefore, helping us feel better?
Yeah, the reason why people are getting that rapid increase in energy and then the crash, it's due to the mitochondria and the impact that sugar has on mitochondria. So it's a false sense of security that like, oh, if I have some sugar, I'm going to get pumped up with energy. And really, it's not happening, because you're damaging the mitochondria, which is your cell energy force. So the ingredients that I have in the Dulce are actually going to support your mitochondria. So you actually get a boost of energy that's actually sustaining. It doesn't just raise and then drop back down. So it's actually helping your mitochondria to function in its appropriate way.
So I see this, and we're looking at the ingredients here. So you're saying that they're not just safe, but they're actually supportive to somebody's health.
Absolutely. Everything in here was picked because it is supportive. And there's a lot of clinical research backing every single ingredient that I put in here. So it was made to not only taste good, but function properly. And listen, like, I'm not somebody that needs to have sweets with every single, meal, but I enjoy sweets. I enjoy cooking. I like baking. I like making things for people.
Yes.
But I want to do it in a loving way.
Yes.
I don't ever want to contribute to somebody's
the detriment of their health.
Yeah, I don't want to do that. So I want to support people's health, and that's why I did this.
Mondo, I know you and your family, you're relatively strict on your diet and how you eat. I know your wife's gluten-free, but you guys have also been always sugar conscious as well, even with your children, the snacks that they eat. I'd go over there, I'd open up the snack drawer, there'd be no snacks I wanted to eat. You know what I'm saying? But I realized, he's taking care of his family. Yeah. So what is a product like this? I mean, this is a game changer.
It changes your whole life. It changes the way, listen, we love sweets. Yeah. But when you wake up to a different America and realize, let me give you the number, 38.4 million people of all ages in the United States are dealing with diabetes right now.
That's right.
You may be dealing with diabetes right now and don't even realize it. Listen, in my household, we see sugar as an enemy. Until you see sugar as an enemy, you'll still be friends with sugar. But when sugar has killed people in your family, you have to treat it differently.
That's right. It is an enemy. Greg, I want to ask you a question. We were talking back in the green room about where the name Dulce came from, kind of where you got the inspiration for. You guys were at a Turning Point event. You said people came up to the table and they gave you honest response about it, and that people were actually trying to purchase it on the spot there. But at the time, you were still in your testing phase of it. What does that mean to you whenever you test a product, you try it, and you take it out to the masses of people who, if you're going to a Turning Point event, you are strong in your opinion. I'll say that right now.
That's right.
You believe in your opinion, and they're telling you the honest truth is that they love this product. What does that mean to you?
It means the world. It really does. When somebody comes up to you and you've developed a product and they love it, it's, you really have something special. So we wanted to come up with a name that would really catch people's attention. And Dulce was that, it means sweetness. So very catchy, very right to the point, very short. And we knew we had a home run.
So for the viewing audience at home who's going to get this, they're going to try this out. They're going to flip it over and read their ingredients. What in the world is like organic inulin? What is organic allulose, organic root powder, organic monk fruit? Tell us what these things are and how can they actually benefit our health?
Yeah, so every single ingredient that I put in here, again, I wanted it to be a pure botanical extract. So the blue agave inulin, and I was very specific with picking this one because you have other sources of inulin, but I went with blue agave inulin because of the fact that it's going to help to feed the good microbes in your gut, and it's also going to help your body to create its own healthy microbes. So the prebiotic fibers in here are actually the inulin and also the yacon root extract. So again, we want to make sure that we're supporting our gut health because gut health is number one primary focus when it comes to your health. So many people are dealing with things like leaky gut. So we want to make sure we are supporting the gut. So those are your prebiotic fibers. I also have allulose in here as a sweetener and then also monk fruit extract. Allulose is a very unique ingredient. It's a very special product. So allulose is going to support your body by not causing an inflammatory response. So that's the major thing that we see with sugar. Sugars are going to cause inflammation in the system. So allulose actually supports a healthy inflammation response. But it also helps with things like uric acid. So when we're looking at uric acid, we're also thinking about things like gout, pain issues. So allulose is really unique, but it's a sugar that doesn't metabolize in the body like sugar. So it's very supportive to people who are dealing with things like blood sugar issues, like type 1 and type 2 diabetics. This is something that's going to be a good alternative for people who are dealing with issues like that. On top of that, we have a spore-based probiotic. Now, most people are going to run to their health food stores and get some probiotics, but a lot of those probiotics actually don't get to populate the gut because things like temperature variance, whether they're refrigerated, not refrigerated, things like that can damage your probiotics. So by using a spore-based probiotic, we ensure that it actually gets into the digestive tract. It doesn't get damaged by your stomach acids, and you can bake with it. It's not going to degrade. So a spore-based.
So when you cook with this, it's not going to change that. You're still going to be able to get the health benefits
unless
from it.
you were putting it in like a broiler and cooking it at 500 degrees.
Like
you'd
on the
start
top
to
of a
break
creme
it down.
brulee.
Yeah, but I mean,
that.
you would still be fine. You would still have active spores there. It's just that you might diminish them if you're cooking at really high temperatures for a long period of time. So,
If people love baking,
Do you bake?
no, I eat the bake. I don't bake. I can cook, but I don't bake. But can people use this for baking cakes, cupcakes? Are you serious?
oh yeah. So I love, like I said, I love to bake. I love making cheesecakes. That's my thing. I love cheesecakes. So I've made a series of mini cheesecakes to hand out to people to let them try it.
Did you bring any?
No,
I'm just kidding.
I'm so sorry. I just didn't think they would fare very well on the plane.
Everybody on the plane got it.
Yeah, baking with it is absolutely a great thing. I mean, I get reports back from people all the time right now about, raspberry pies that they're making. I have a chef who's actually experimenting with the dulse right now. He's actually dedicating an entire cookbook to the dulse. He's making entrees, sauces, condiments, desserts. So yeah, really excited for that one.
You guys are seeing what I saw. So I met these folks 5 years ago at a Clay Clark event at the Reawaken.
Oh, yeah.
And I was so impressed by not only their love for one another, just their presence, but also their hunger to educate people on better health. And you've been through it with a wellness company and so on. And what was so exciting to me is when I found out, when you mentioned to me about DOSA, did you know that when they do a test for cancer, a PET scan, they give you sugar in your veins so it will be attracted to the cancer? So when we look at what's going on in our country today, and we look at the unbelievable rising cases of cancer, inflammation, all the other things that are going on, diabetes, we already mentioned it. And then people are stuck. And human nature is we get bored. So even if you're a diabetic, it's bad for you. You talked about your dad. You got to have something that's sweet because our palate is designed that way. But I'm so thoroughly excited because it doesn't matter what else you do, right? I mean, we take other nutrients, we walk different ways, but exercise differently. Now, this is a powerhouse. Both of these people are powerhouses, but she was actually, how many times did you win the bodybuilding contest? She was incredible.
I've won several competitions. I went pro in figure competitions in the IFBB in 2019. And then I took a little break from it just because all these things that we're working on now. But yeah, I've been in professional bodybuilding sports, and I've been following bodybuilding my entire life. So
I have a friend who's a bodybuilder. I was in the army with him. He left. He has the most incredible diet I have ever seen in my entire. I mean, talking down to like I feel like the grain of rice that he's eating for competitions. You know, when he prepares for things like that. So you're saying that, you know, for someone maybe is in those moments, he would go out, you know, and he'd post his cheat days on like social media so people could see him. You know, the dude was eating like, you know, 12 cupcakes at one time. My goodness, that dude was, you know, he was just, I can only imagine what his blood sugar would look like after that.
It's such a big problem in the bodybuilding and just in athletics and in general. But I would see the other competitors, they would literally run off of the stage and grab their backpacks, get into the snacks, and just shovel sugar. And you've got to think about the metabolic cascade that's going on. It's like they've been on these depletion diets, super strict, like you said, measuring the grain of rice. I mean, I have a food scale that I would literally measure out every single thing that I would put into my body. And then you go from that to shoveling copious amounts of
like
sugar,
400, 500
highly
grams of
processed
sugar.
sugars.
Away.
And these people have such metabolic distress. It's heartbreaking to see. And that was a part of my reason for doing this also, because again, as a professional athlete, I wanted to support my peers. And I really started bringing this into the bodybuilding competitions in those circles and really starting to introduce the other athletes to it, because I wanted to make sure they could get some help.
I want to talk about the everyday person too. You know, most of the people in the United States have very good intentions. I want to eat really healthy for a couple days, but then I fall off the wagon. I'm going to do really well on a fast, but then I fall off and, you know, go and, you know, eat some sweets from a gas station because I had to go inside to pay because the pump to pay wasn't working or something like that. You know, it's how they sell it. But would this be something of someone saying, you know what, I want to do really well, but I want to have a cheat day. You know, let's say, that's what they call it whenever you have like a meal that's off your diet. Let's say I want to take Sundays after church and I want to be able to eat something sweet with my family. Would I be able to bake something like this into a cupcake, into a, you know, I don't know, like a brownie or like you said, a cheesecake, and with good conscience knowing I'm going to give myself something delicious without destroying all the process I've made over the last 6 days?
Yeah. Absolutely. See, I'm all about balance. Like, I'm not about highly restrictive lifestyles. I think that you need to find a good, healthy, happy balance. So you should be able to have something sweet and enjoyable and not worry constantly that, you know, is this going to put me back 10 steps? So I want to be here to support people with that. I want people to know that, yes, it is okay. You should enjoy your food. But let's just find cleaner, safer ways to do it. That's all. I want to, again, I want solutions to problems. I don't want people to hide or worry or stress about their food.
That's right. And this is a solution to that problem. Friends, I want to give you the opportunity right now to go to the Jim Bakker Show website or give us a call. Our number is 1-888-988-1588. We have an affiliate program set up with Dulce. And Mondo, I don't think it could be any better. We have been in the health and wellness portion of this for probably about a decade now with Pastor Jim Bakker, the preparedness sector. But Mondo, we realize if you're, you know, prepared to the T, but your body is failing in health, it doesn't really mean much in that aspect. We want people to be fully healthy, spiritually, physically, emotionally, but physically right now we're seeing a lot of people depleted.
It should be alarming that most people don't get to live past 70 years old.
That's average.
It's unbelievable.
I know.
If you want to know the state of America, all you have to do is walk into a gas station and stand in the corner and watch what everybody buys.
Yeah.
I do it once a week, and I just go into a gas station and I stand there, and of course I buy something so I don't look crazy, right?
He's getting his gas.
I stand there, but I'm watching people buying this size of gulp of soda pops and candy and all sugar starting out their morning.
Donuts.
And I'm thinking, these people will be done by 9 a.m. They're done. Their whole day is destroyed. The depletion. This is the thing. The alternative is understanding that you can have your coffee every morning and be sweet if you have the right
Can I put this in coffee?
sweetener.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you really should. If you
I put
haven't
three
yet,
scoops. I put 3
Oh,
scoops
I've
in my
never
coffee.
put this in coffee.
I
I'm gonna
do
get some
3
black
scoops
coffee for
too.
the next show. I'm gonna get
It's
some
so
black
good.
coffee and throw this in there.
Yeah, it's so
yeah,
good.
every single day it's coffee. It's heavy cream for me. Like I like more like a keto style coffee. So
Yes.
butter, heavy cream, Dulce. It is the most
You can do
decadent.
teas. You can do,
Sweet
Listen,
tea?
you know, one of the things I tried, I toasted my toast, and I put the healthy butter, and then I added a little bit of this Dolsa.
That's good.
Oh my goodness!
yeah.
Again, the alternative. Do I have a cinnamon roll that is all sugar, or do I have this? And I got to tell you this was my favorite one
Yeah,
because
and-
I didn't feel guilty.
Oh, yeah.
That's the thing. Emotionally, I didn't feel guilty.
I don't know. I'm laughing. Sorry. You're reminding me of a story. This dude I met in the Army is my first unit up in Alaska. He's from Louisiana. Barely could understand the man. I'm talking like Creole-ish, Creole. Loved it. So I did that one time. I had I thought that was normal. So I had the butter. I was in the dining facility. I put a little bit of brown sugar, cinnamon on it. And he walked up to me and said something I couldn't understand what he was saying. It was, it's kind of like gibberish. I said, brother, please slow down and say that again. He goes, oh, you're having a struggle meal. I said, brother, what's that mean? He goes, back where I'm from, brother, we eat that when we're struggling. I said, brother, I ate this because it was what was in the house, brother. So that's why I was laughing about
struggle meal.
Struggle meal.
That's
He said, brother,
funny.
you have access to all this food. Why are you eating that? I said, because it's good. What are you talking about? But I realized I don't have to give up things like that. I enjoy toast. I enjoy the butter with sugar, cinnamon on it. But I don't have to give things like that up. You said it's about finding balance.
Yeah, balance, but also too understanding that when you have a product like this, it actually supports you even when you are consuming those carbohydrates from the bread, because the ingredients like the allulose that are contained in here are actually going to help with that postprandial blood glucose spike.
There you go.
So that's why I said this is so important for our diabetics and our pre-diabetics and things of that nature, because we want to make sure that the blood stays stable. We don't want it to spike and crash repeatedly, because that's when you're causing damage, and that's when things like insulin resistance are really causing problems for people. So we just want to make sure that we're being mindful to keep things stable.
Yeah. So I want to make sure I get my timeline on this right. 2019, you're in this sector of bodybuilding. You kind of have an idea and you say, Lord, I need to do something to help those around me. And then you begin the process development. This last May, you guys released Dolsa to the public where you can go and purchase this. And it's right in line with what America is pushing towards right now, which is the Make America Healthy Again movement. We see our new health secretary making great leaps and strides, and praise God, we have a man who prays to Jesus Christ every single day, focusing in on our health. So this is perfect timing. I don't know how else to say it. It really is perfect timing for something like this.
It truly is divine timing, because there have been so many people who have been working to get us towards better health.
Yes.
And it's like there's a spotlight on it now. And, I'm really grateful that we have an administration that actually is making this a part of the conversation.
The one thing, if you can't change behavior, you can't change your health. And if people are still drawn to sugars and they're eating it every day and their body is craving it because it's an addiction, you need to change. But this is an option and therefore they're going to change behaviors at the same time. So that's exciting.
Amen. So we love what's happening with the Make America Healthy Again movement, because we want to see a healthy America once again, because a healthy America is a strong America. I found in life, and Mondo, this, whenever you're feeling down because your bad health, or you feel like maybe you're feeling sluggish in the mornings, once you clean your diet up, typically your outlook on life changes as well. I'm happier. I have a better mood. My stability, I'm nicer to those around me, Mondo. When I eat my food, I'm not hungry,
You don't
but I realize,
steal my food.
That's right. I don't have to take Mondo's food, but brother, I need this. But I realize, the movement that's happening across the United States is a needed movement right now. And this is a needed product. I'm just going to go ahead and say it to those who are watching this right now. This is something that is needed for you, your home, your household. Get it for somebody in your life who is struggling with type 1, type 2 diabetes. Get it for someone who loves sugar, but they're constantly saying, man, I wish I was eating healthier. I wish I was doing better with my diet. I wish I was X amount of pounds less than I am right now. Get this for someone that you love. So I want to say thank you right now for creating a product like this. What an incredible thing.
It's a functional food. And that's the way that I really need people to look at this, because this isn't just a sugar replacement. This is actually something that you would find in your supplement cabinet, in your medicine cabinet. So you've got to look at this as a dual purpose condiment. So this is not just sweetness. It's actually supporting the gut, the mitochondria, the detoxification pathways, electrolytes, minerals. There is so much in this product. It's not just a
I
sweetener.
do want to mention, when you call, you can get the happy couple one for him and one for her. You're going to have that
That's how
one.
you stay a happy couple.
The
isn't it?
family-
go.
There you go. The family starter pack, which includes 4 packages. The family celebration pack, which includes 6. Or my favorite, the Baker's dozen, which is 13 of the packages. Call right now, 1-888-988 1588.
That's right.
Or go to the website, jimbakkershow.com. And the best deal is the subscribe and save discount on all the packages. So do that today. When you call us, make sure you ask for the subscribe and save. Start taking care of your health. It's in your hands now. We have done the work to try to bring it to you. Now is your turn to try it and let us know what you think. Call the number right now, 1-888-988-1588.
Natalie, Nichole, Gregory, Scott, I want to say thank you guys for being on the broadcast with us today.
Thank you
Lisa
for
Hill,
having us.
I love you. You guys are
Love you.
incredible. Friends, we care about
you.
your physical health and we care about your spiritual health even the more so. Friends, if you've never given your life to Jesus Christ, there's never been a better day than today. Yes, we talk about health and wellness. We talk about end times events and what's happening in our current news and our current society problems and all the ups and downs that we're having in the United States of America. But friends, throughout all the messages we bring you, the most important message we bring you is the message of hope, is the message of love, is the message of joy that you can have today. And that's a relationship with Jesus Christ. See, friend, I try to find joy on my own and I found myself more depressed. I tried to find love on my own and I found myself in a dark place. But when I came to realizing that Jesus Christ is the only way forward, I found joy, I found happiness, I found a life and life abundantly. I found that I can live my life benefiting those around me, and you can do the same thing. If you've never given your heart to Jesus, call our number. We would love to pray the salvation prayer with you. One of our pastors will call you back. Our number is 1-888-988-1588. If you want to just pray about something with us, we would love to do that as well. People bring prayer requests. We love joining and partnering with you, standing in the gap for those loved ones that you have. But it's the most important decision you'll ever make in your entire life. I want to say thank you for calling, thank you for supporting, and thank you for allowing us to continue to broadcast the gospel of Jesus Christ around the world. It is the most important message for a lost and dying world. And you, through products like this, through Dulce, ordering this, getting this, benefiting yourself, help us fund getting the message out there that Jesus is real, he loves you, and he died on a cross so that you can have eternity with him in heaven. Friends, I love you. It's all the time we have today. Go watch this episode back from the beginning on video on demand on all of our PTL apps on iPhone, Android, iOS devices, all the different ways you can watch, and watch for day 2 as we have our special guests back again talking more in detail about Dulce, an incredible thing that I really believe is going to change your life. Order it today, jimbakkershow.com or 1-888-988-1588. God bless you. We love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, brother.
The Jim Bakker Family Show has been a voice of truth, preparation, and hope for generations, and it's only possible because of you. Call us today at 1-888-988-1588 or visit our website at jimbakkershow.com. By giving today, you're supporting a vital ministry that speaks life into homes across the nation. And always remember, God loves you. He really does. The statements in the preceding program have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. The content of this broadcast is not intended to substitute for professional medical advice. Please consult your physician for personalized medical advice.